Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to reveal a secret trick to create an ultra-strong material using just super glue and cotton. This dynamic duo is not only easy to find, but it can also turn your handmade items into rock-solid creations. Perfect for everything from decorations to high-strength tools. Are you ready to discover the surprising strength of this combo? Let's gather the materials and get started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss out on more unique and creative ideas. Next, I'm going to move on to this part of the bike light. A small part of it is broken right here. This plastic part is very important, so I need to reattach it. I'll apply a thin, even layer of super glue as a base. This initial coating will help ensure a strong bond when I reattach the broken plastic piece, creating a solid foundation for maximum durability. I carefully place the broken plastic piece back into its original position to hold it firmly in place. This step is crucial to ensure a precise fit and strong adhesion as the glue sets. Next, I'll use some cotton to reinforce the repair and make it even stronger. Take a small piece of cotton, twist it into a tight strand, and wrap it around the joint where the two parts meet. This will help fill any gaps and create a reinforced layer once the glue is applied. Drip super glue onto the cotton to harden it. This not only stiffens the cotton, but also reinforces the joint, making the connection much stronger and more durable. Leave it here and wait a few minutes for it to dry completely. Next, I have a charging cable with the outer insulation peeled off near the connector, exposing the inner wires. This usually happens due to frequent bending or pulling near the connector, which puts stress on the cable over time. Eventually, the outer insulation wears out or tears, exposing the internal wires and making the cable more vulnerable to damage or short circuits. I'll start by wrapping a layer of electrical tape around the damaged area. This base layer helps protect the exposed wires and provides a foundation for the next steps in reinforcing the cable. I'll wrap a layer of cotton over the electrical tape. This cotton layer will add extra thickness and grip, making the repair stronger and more durable once it's reinforced with super glue. I'll also apply super glue over the layer of cotton. The glue will soak in and harden the cotton, creating a tough, protective shell around the damaged section of the cable, helping to prevent further wear and tear. Here, I have a small plastic cooling fan, and one of its corners is chipped or broken off. It looks quite bothersome, so I need to fix it right away to restore both its appearance and functionality. I'll also use cotton and super glue for this repair. This reliable combo will help rebuild the broken corner, creating a strong and solid patch that blends well with the rest of the fan. Next, I'm going to repair this plastic tube. Keep watching so you won't miss out on more useful tips and tricks. When super glue and cotton are combined, the reaction happens incredibly fast. Within just a few minutes, the mixture hardens completely. This quick setting process makes it perfect for urgent repairs or fast-paced DIY projects where every second counts. And finally, I'm going to try using this combination to fix a loose screw in a hinge. By reinforcing the hole with cotton and super glue, I hope to create a tighter grip and restore the hinge's stability. Now I'm going to test its hardness to see how strong the repair really is. When super glue combines with cotton, it forms an incredibly hard and durable composite. The glue quickly soaks into the cotton fibers and hardens within minutes, creating a rock-like texture. This hardened material is surprisingly strong, resistant to pressure, bending, and wear, making it ideal for reinforcing or rebuilding broken plastic parts, securing loose screws, or even patching cracks. This method is especially effective for repairing broken plastic items. When super glue is combined with cotton, it forms a tough, solid mass that can fill gaps, rebuild missing corners, and bond cracks securely. The hardened material adheres tightly to plastic surfaces and restores both the shape and strength of the damaged part. It's a simple yet powerful solution for giving new life to cracked casings, snapped hinges, broken fan blades, or any other small plastic components around the house. You can also use sandpaper to smooth out the surface once the glue and cotton have fully hardened. This helps refine the repair, making it look cleaner and more seamless, especially useful if you plan to paint over it or want a more polished finish. Fine grit sandpaper works best to avoid scratching the surrounding plastic. It can also be used to fill in stripped screw holes and create a brand new, secure anchor point. When the cotton and superglue mixture hardens, it becomes solid enough to drill or screw into, effectively restoring the grip for loose screws and making the joint even stronger than before. This is a great trick for fixing hinges, handles, or any hardware that's come loose over time. In this video, we explored a simple yet powerful DIY trick using just superglue and cotton. This combination creates an incredibly hard and durable material that can be used to repair a wide range of household items, especially broken or cracked plastic parts. From fixing a damaged bike light, reinforcing a frayed charging cable, restoring a chipped cooling fan corner, to tightening loose screw holes and hinges, this method proves to be surprisingly versatile and effective. We also showed how to smooth the surface using sandpaper for a cleaner finish, and how this material can even replace or reinforce plastic structures. If you found this tip useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on more creative and practical DIY solutions. Got a pile of old dusty DVDs just lying around in the corner? Don't rush to throw them away. In this video, I'm going to show you how to magically bring them back to life. They're about to become super useful in your daily life. And hey, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's dive in. Watch the video, give it a try yourself, and don't forget to share your creations with me. I'm going to take a hex head bolt and thread it through the hole I just drilled. You can also use a similar fastener, like a hex nut or a carriage bolt, depending on what you have on hand. Just make sure it fits snugly through the hole for a secure hold. You can find DVDs at thrift stores, garage sales, or even at home collecting dust in old boxes or drawers. Sometimes local libraries or community centers give them away for free or sell them cheaply. This here is a spark plug, a small but powerful component that plays a crucial role in igniting the fuel inside an engine. Now, I'm going to thread it right through the center hole of the DVD. Next, I'll secure the spark plug in place using hot glue. This strong adhesive will hold it firmly so it doesn't move around, giving your project stability and durability. Next, I'll secure the spark plug in place using hot glue. This strong adhesive will hold it firmly so it doesn't move around, giving your project stability and durability. That's right, it's an electrolysis setup. I'll keep going so you can start picturing it in your mind. Tin, when used as a sacrificial metal, gradually corrodes or dissolves during electrolysis. This happens because it reacts in place of other materials, protecting them from damage. I'm going to coil it into a long spring shape, so it's easy to work with and fits neatly into the setup. This shape also increases the surface area, which can make the electrolysis process more efficient. I'll add a small hook at the end so it can easily connect the spark plug, ensuring a secure and reliable attachment during the experiment. Now, let's move on to preparing a short piece of electrical wire. This will be used to make the necessary connections in our setup, ensuring that the current flows exactly where we need it. Carefully strip away the outer insulation of the wire, removing all the protective coating until only the shiny copper strands inside are visible. This bare copper will serve as a conductive path for electricity, ensuring we get a clean, strong connection for our electrolysis setup. Make sure to keep the strands intact so the wire remains flexible and easy to work with. Next, I'm going to attach the copper wire to the hex head bolt, making sure it's wrapped tightly and securely. The copper wire will make it much easier to connect to any object you want to run electrolysis on, giving you flexibility and convenience when working with different materials. Next, I'll hook the tin coil onto the spark plug, making sure it's firmly in place so it stays connected throughout the electrolysis process. For this power lead, I'll attach alligator clips to both ends of the wire. These clips make it quick and easy to connect and disconnect from the power source in the setup, while also ensuring a firm, stable grip during the electrolysis process. They ensure a solid electrical connection, prevent the wire from slipping off during operation, and make it easy to swap or reposition parts when needed. Perfect for quick testing and adjustments in a DIY electrolysis setup. We'll prepare the wire for the negative terminal. This lead will carry the current from the power source to the cathode, playing a crucial role in completing the electrical circuit for our electrolysis setup. I'm going to prepare a plastic cup to use as a container for the electrolysis process. Next, I'll pour water into the plastic cup, filling it to a suitable level so our electrodes will be fully submerged. This will serve as a base for our electrolyte solution. I'll add spoonfuls of salt into the water. The salt will dissolve and increase the water's conductivity, allowing electricity to flow more easily between the electrodes and making the electrolysis process much more effective. I've got a soldering iron here, and you can see the tip has turned dark from frequent use. That blackened tip is a thin layer of oxidation and burnt flux, which often builds up after multiple soldering jobs. It's a sign this tool has seen plenty of work, but with a quick clean, it'll be ready to deliver precise heat for our next project. Next, I'll attach the soldering tip to our electrolysis setup, repurposing it as one of the electrodes. Its metal surface will conduct electricity into the solution, allowing it to play an active role in the reaction. I'll connect it to the copper wire, making sure the connection is tight and secure so electricity flows smoothly from the power source into the soldering tip during the electrolysis process. This motorcycle battery typically delivers around 12 volts of direct current, which is strong enough to power the electrolysis reaction efficiently while still being manageable for a small-scale DIY experiment. To connect it to the power source, I'll clip the negative lead with a blue alligator clip to the soldering tip electrode and the positive lead with the red alligator clip to the hex head bolt that's linked to our tin coil. When the current flows through the saltwater solution, it splits the dissolved substances into ions that move toward opposite electrodes. At the positive electrode anode, chloride ions from the salt release chlorine gas, while the negative electrode cathode, hydrogen gas bubbles form as water molecules are reduced. Meanwhile, the tin coil slowly dissolves because it's acting as a sacrificial metal, releasing tin ions into the solution. While the electrolysis is still running, I'll use this angle grinder to turn the DVD into a completely different tool. This way, we can work on two projects at once and make full use of our time and materials. I won't be using coarse sandpaper for this. Instead, I'll go with a very fine grit. That way, once the soldering tip finishes its electrolysis treatment, I can gently clean the outer surface, removing oxidation without scratching the metal and leaving it smooth and shiny. I'll be using 2000 grit sandpaper. Next, I'll measure to make sure it's a perfect fit with the DVD, so everything lines up accurately and works as intended in the final tool. I'll cut along the guideline I've already marked, making sure to follow it closely. So the final piece has clean, accurate lines that match the intended design. I'll attach it securely to the DVD using strong adhesive, pressing it firmly in place so it bonds well and stays fixed during use. Next, I'll mount the DVD onto the angle grinder, tightening it firmly so it's stable and centered. This ensures it spins smoothly and safely when we power up the tool. Now, let's get back to the soldering tip, which has just finished the electrolysis process. I'll remove it from the setup and get ready for the next step in restoring and cleaning it. The dirt and oxidation have been reduced quite a bit, but the outer surface is still dark, with that stubborn black layer clinging to the metal. Now, I'll move on to the final step to get it completely clean, restoring the metal surface so it looks fresh and ready for use again. I'll use this angle grinder to clean it up, gently grinding away the remaining blackened layer until the metal surface is shiny and smooth, making the soldering tip look almost like new. With the grinder spinning at high speed, I'll gently press the soldering tip against the abrasive surface, moving it back and forth in short, controlled strokes. Tiny sparks flicker as the last layer of black oxidation is shaved away. Within seconds, the dull, dark exterior gives way to a smooth, lustrous surface, revealing the warm golden tone of the copper beneath, clean, reflective, and ready to conduct heat efficiently once again. Now, I'll reattach the freshly cleaned tip back onto the soldering iron, tightening it securely so it sits firmly in place and is ready for the next soldering job. When I test it with solder, the tip heats up quickly and evenly, melting the tin almost instantly upon contact. The solder flows smoothly and clings to the surface without beating up, showing that the tip's conductivity and heat transfer are back to peak performance, perfect for precise, clean solder joints. As the freshly tinned soldering tip touches the exposed copper wire, the solder melts instantly, flowing into the strands and coating them evenly. A thin, shiny layer forms around the wire, binding the strands together while maintaining flexibility. The joint looks smooth, with no excess blobs or gaps, ensuring a strong electrical connection that's ready for any DIY project. The solder joint on the electrical wire is neat and compact, with a glossy silver finish that completely covers the exposed copper strands. It's firmly bonded, with no cracks, cold spots, or excess solder hanging off. The connection feels solid to the touch, promising reliable conductivity and durability, even if the wire is bent or moved during use. And that wraps up today's project. We restored a worn soldering tip with the help of electrolysis, polished it back to a like-new shine, and put it to the test by making clean, strong solder joints on electrical wires. Along the way, we also made creative use of an old DVD, proving once again that with a bit of ingenuity, everyday items can be given a second life. If you enjoyed this build, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next round of fun and practical DIY ideas.